You know, you're a part of a worldwide gathering that will involve 150,000 leaders in over 80 countries. Bottom line, here at the summit, we believe that leadership really matters. Everybody wins when a leader gets better, and we believe that every leader can get better if they want to. And your presence here at this event these 2 days is proof positive that you want to get better. Are you naming, facing, and resolving the problems that exist in your church or organization? Part of your job as a leader is to just look problems straight in the eye and to call them what they are. Have you had your leadership bell rung recently? Summits are supposed to ring leaders' bells. You tell me why your next 5 years couldn't be your best 5. Why go out with a whimper? I mean, why hobble to the end? Why not break the finish line tape in a full sprint? But it really all comes down to whether or not you want your next 5 to be your best 5.
Before you can truly stand tall, you need to understand something. That you are born as a magical result of a grand conspiracy of love. This world has forces that will try to crush you, but even worse than that, they will try to lull and seduce you into mediocrity. Abraham Lincoln said that everyone is born an original, but sadly, most die copies. Don't accept your existence as it is. Rise. We are here because of people who had the extraordinary vision and the courage to stand up and do something about it. But before you tell me what you have to say and how you pray, show me first in how you choose to live and give. Because who you are speaks so loudly, I can't hear one thing you say. Let us now stand up. Let us stand and tell our truth to a world that is yearning for it. Let us stand because people stood for us and fought for us and bled for us. Let us stand because what Frederick Douglass said is right. In this world, we don't get everything we pay for, but we must pay for everything we get. Let us stand. Because what Martin Luther King said is right, change will never roll in on the wheels of inevitability. It was carried in on the backs of soldiers who will stand and fight for it. Let us stand up with all of our honor and our dignity and our courage and our love. And if we stand like this, then we, the people, will find a way to get to the roof. God bless you and thank you.
Put on your seat belts, because if you don't, you may not survive this ride.
You know, one thing I do feel like I'm an expert at is this idea of just being dumb enough to believe that God can do anything. And that is one advantage to being young. If the size of the vision that you have for your ministry and your life isn't intimidating to you, there's a good chance it's insulting to God. See, one of the reasons we struggle with insecurity is because we're comparing our behind the scenes with everybody else's highlight reel. If all you have is some good ideas, that doesn't make you a visionary. It makes you a daydreamer. Because the difference between a vision and a daydream is the audacity to act and the faith to get started. If you want to see the land filled with water, dig some ditches. Because I wish I could give everybody a shovel after my session today. I do, but that would be so expensive.
I know that this world is not our home. We're just passing through. And I know there's going to be great surprises in heaven when we discover who really were the heroes among us.
You know, we don't choose where to be born, but we do choose either to be sinners or saints, to be nobody or heroes. If you want to be a hero, do what God wants you to do. True love is to give and forgive. To give until it hurts. With God's grace, I left everything, and I found Him shining, waiting for me with a crown of love. After all, it was a child who spoke to me from a pile of garbage. He said, "Don't leave me." Do you know the poor children? They are hungry every day. They are naked from clothes or shelter, but they are naked also from dignity. When one has nothing, God becomes everything. You know, in silence, you leave many and be with the one.
You know our world is broken, and it's getting worse. And all throughout history and in today's environment, God is looking for some strong-shouldered leaders who say, "God, bring it, bring it."
We're going to give you 3 categories of people. Some people are wise, some people are fools, and some people are just plain old bad. All of us have all of these parts. It's just some people kind of make a career out of one of them. Okay? The definition or the description of a wise person is this: when the light comes to them, that person adjusts themselves. Fools do not change with truth coming to them that they can get rid of. Evil people need a different strategy. You know why? Because they have destruction in their hearts. They want to inflict pain. God has called you to lead people. Take the leadership challenge to not let somebody's character problem stop your mission that God has called you to. God bless you.
A humility revolution took place in the middle of the 1st century with the teacher from Nazareth. Because sometimes it is in the lowest, dirtiest place, puckering up to the most horrible thing you can imagine, that you learn something you couldn't learn any other way. The most believable person in the world is the person you know has your best interests in their heart. Great leaders are approachable, have time for you, are other person-centered, are humble. We don't just admire them, we aspire to be like them. They for a moment seem just like us, and we for a moment believe we can be just like them. Sometimes you don't need the power to hire and fire. You don't need the mandate to legislate. You don't need armies to change.
The last investment most leaders are apt to make are investments in themselves and their own leadership. If I make an investment in myself, my colleagues win, my followers. If I get a little better, everybody wins. And I want to say I'm proud of you for taking 2 days and actually making an investment in yourself. Thousands of churches around the world that still believe the local church is the hope of the world and that it's worth sacrificial investment and development for churches to reach their redemptive potential.
Do not dwell in the past. Behold, I am doing a new thing. But will you even be aware of it? Will you even perceive it? See, the problem is that evil men do not wait for permission from God to create the future they have in mind. But unfortunately, good people sit idly by, waiting for God to create a better world. Why do we keep waiting for someone else to create the better future? Those of us who live in relationship to Jesus Christ should realize that we have been entrusted with this stewardship. But when you step into the presence of the Creator of the universe, everything becomes new. All I know is the moment I met Jesus Christ, something came alive in me. And it exploded inside of me an imagination that I thought was lost and dead. There are a lot of people who are going to die with the dreams God has for them trapped inside of their souls. And what is spiritual leadership if we do not set the human spirit free?